Howdy, folks. Today we're looking at Uncanny X-Men number 131 in facsimile from 1979 in Marvel Comics. The White Queen looms over the conclusion of the first act of the Dark Phoenix saga, one of a handful of new characters introduced during this stretch, and indeed one of dozens of new characters introduced during the Claremont and Byrne era in total. The question becomes, for anyone looking back at this book in this period, just why did this run of Uncanny X-Men hit as hard as it did? It's not enough to say that it was the company's best book at the time. It was, more or less. Frank Miller was already drawing, but not yet writing Daredevil in 1979, after all, and Master of Kung Fu was being drawn by Mike Zeck and Gene Day. George Perez was nearing the end of his first tenure as artist for the Avengers, and Micronauts was in its second year. It's not that the company had nothing going on. On the contrary, X-Men was merely on another level entirely. And we can say this with certainty because the company subsequently turned the Claremont run of X-Men, and this specific stretch of the Claremont run, in collaboration with John Byrne and Terry Austin, into a cornerstone of their business model. Part of that would seem to be the sheer breadth of new characters introduced. A whole pile of them, characters still regularly used, like Kitty Pryde, Emma Frost, the Hellfire Club, and yes, Dazzler too, even if she's a bit of an outlier. Another big part has to do with the fact that these are just very readable stories. They still pull you right along. Even though this book has a lot of characters in it, every character presents defined motivations, filled with hopes and fears expressed clearly to the reader. Our story features the X-Men reunited in Chicago as Cyclops, Jean Grey, Nightcrawler, and the Dazzler investigate the disappearances of Wolverine, Storm, Colossus, and the Professor, with the help of their newest pal, Kitty Pryde, only 13 and a half years old. Every character gets to do something, just about. Everyone reacts to Jean's rapidly expanding power level with some mixture of fear and awe. She handily dispatches Emma Frost, who, whatever her power level, was never a match for the Phoenix, and earns an unconvincing fake-out death. She'd be back soon enough, and so would the X-Men, who were by this time in their history still a group of ragtag oddballs, but clearly also already an actual group of friends. That feeling of camaraderie remains as infectious as it is genuinely rare.